Okay, what was I thinking? Bravo. Oh my God. Okay, so you know on my channel here at LRGA Curves, as a matter of fact, thanks for tuning in today. Make sure you smash the like button and smash the subscribe button on your way in. Ring the bell so you can get notified when I upload a video. Okay? Okay, so now I'm walking and talking. Let's talk about it. So, on my channel for a long time, I have been pointing out how Bravo's slip is always showing. Even before the whole Nene thing. Wait, no, actually it would have been simultaneous. Don't let me lie. Because I think Nene happened the same year Candace and Monique got in their tussle. And this LRGA Curves channel, I had thought about starting for a long time, but never started until after the whole Candace and Monique fight. And that was at least 3 years ago, right? So that's right around the same time that everything was happening to Nene, right? So yeah, I think it was the same year because it was in the pandemic and Nene had already done the reunion. It was the videotape reunion when she closed her laptop, put it back outside, and then negotiations halted. Also that year on Bravo, we had Candace get beat about the head by Monique. For what reasons, I'm not sure. People have pretended like she asked for something. But, you know, if I ask somebody to push me off the bridge and they do, that's still fucking murder. So I feel like Monique should have got handled the way somebody who is an aggressive abuser who can't keep their hands to theirself, even though she's teaching her kids to keep their hands to themselves, I hope. So yeah, so I wasn't sure why there wasn't more pushback against Monique for her actions against Candace. So yeah, that's all the same time frame, 3 years ago. And so remember, for years, Nene was saying what she was saying. And as a viewer, I've often said over here on LRGA Curves that as a viewer of Bravo, you can see how high key, insensitive, and they don't give a fuck about black issues over there in Bravo. The ladies get treated different, they get paid different. And Nene had said they needed more rights. They needed things like she had in the union, because she's a member of the union. And so she was saying that she needed bread and butter. She was saying that she needed, they should all stick together and go get things like the union has. Nene was the first person that said that, y'all. So now we're in 2023, and Bethany, Frankle, decided that she's off Bravo. And they're horrible. And what happened to Rachel Levis on Vanderpump Rules really activated her in a way where she was like, what if that was my daughter? You know, she was just very upset. So then this whole thing happened where she started saying also the same exact things Nene said 3 years ago, you guys. Talked about how they don't, just talked about how things could be better. Like the union workers. And now when Nene said it, even black people in the community, not me, but other black people, decided that Nene was basically being uppity, ungrateful, and needs to be humble because she got paid $2 million and she shouldn't complain because she made $2 million. And if she makes $2 million, then she should just cash her checks and not care about all the injustices. As a matter of fact, Nene should have quit working. She should have never made $2 million if it was so bad there. If it was so bad, she should have never made $2 million. She should have quit her job and made nothing if it was so bad. Please. If I'm about to make $2 million, even if my boss is racist, I'm going to document it the way that Nene did, get my $2 million, and still sue your ass. So I hope black people listen to me and not the other black people that think you can't tell your boss he's a fucking racist and you should still have a job. You should still have your job. Because if you're at work, you're not supposed to have to experience racism while you get paid. It's against almost every workplace's protocol to experience open, blatant racism in any form. They're not supposed to be tolerating that shit. So it was just baffling to me that her own people, not really, that her own people are like, oh, she should just be broken. Yeah, 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 yeah. It talks a lot about a mindset, right? So that whole situation, the actual like split in the audience between Nene was right. She had every right to keep on working and document her abuse and her issues, much like Jessel on New York does about Aaron, right? Those who know. But to me, I feel like when people were upset with Nene about speaking truth to power after cashing her checks and not being afraid to, really, and then also expecting them to do what her contract says and have a mediation and some type of talks with her when a problem arose, they think that's far-fetched. People were like, how dare she tell her boss he's a racist and then think he should not only talk to her about it, but then still let her have her job. Now let me tell you something, y'all. You should still have your job. Here in California, there are retaliation laws where if you do have a problem like this and you go to your boss and you tell him some stuff, if it reflects badly on them, there's a non-retaliation law. They cannot retaliate against you. I can't lose my job for telling on you. I can't lose my position for telling on you. And if I do, I get to see you even more. Let me hold LL. So I just think it's interesting that people who look like her think they don't have a right to tell their boss. Sorry, you guys. See, we walk to the gas station, and they have the vacuum things. I have the dogs. Hi, doggies. And the boys are going in the gas station for after-school stuff. So I can't really see your guys' comments, but thanks for being here. Hope you liked the video on the way in. So yeah, you guys, don't be scared to tell your boss that it's a racist environment. You should not have to tolerate a hostile work environment, no matter how bad you need your check. You shouldn't have to tolerate that. That's weird to think that not only should Nene have tolerated it, but that you by proxy should tolerate that stuff. You guys speak up for yourself. And look, if the job does let you go, then that's a whole nother lawsuit for you. If you guys did what Nene did and have it all documented very well. If you have it all documented, then hopefully your lawyer is good enough that you will be able to, have your day in court. That's if you don't have an arbitration clause like Nene. She has an arbitration clause. She immediately was going for her day in court, and they referred her back to her arbitration clause. But the whole point of this story is that Nene has been on the show since it was born. She was an OG. She experienced these things. The other ladies on the show at one point were all willing to go with her and complain about their stuff being unfair. And then Candy decided to go speak on it just for herself, by herself. And if you notice, ever since she did that, she's gotten lots of production deals with Bravo. Many production stuff. So there is something to be said for sacrificing your people. That was basically, she sacrificed Nene by going to the executives at Bravo and saying there is a problem here, but it's not as bad. It's not as bad as what the Nene's saying, but there is a problem here. But nothing to see here, folks. But she got rewarded for that shit with spinoffs, and she got rewarded with more, like, now they made her the oldest housewife. They positioned her as the oldest housewife that's been on there or whatever. And so I hope it was worth it to her. But then she always gets her panties in a bunch when people are like, oh, sorry, we were just walking. So Candy gets her panties in a bunch, and so do her fans, whenever you just say what the truth was. Like, you're like, that's not being cool. That was very anti-black for Candy to go over, and instead of let the group go together, which Nene had a point. Nene said if we all go together, it'll be more powerful. There's strength in numbers. And freaking, what's her name? Candy ran to Massa to tell it all by herself. And then she got what she got for telling it by herself. And then had the nerve that when they called about, wait for your brother. Why aren't you with your brother? Go with your brother. Go with him. What if he doesn't get his right change? He doesn't know how to do all that stuff. Stay with your brother. Why am I yelling? Because you should know to stay with your brother. Get your receipt, Zyree. Count your change. Sorry, you guys. I don't like when the older one leaves the other one, because if you do it in front of me, that means I know you're going to do it when I let you walk in by yourself. Did you get your right change?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How much change did you get?
It was only $10.
How much was this stuff?
$10.
It was exactly $10? Okay, you guys want to go that way back?
No.
Yeah, it's noisy over there now. It's busy and noisy. Here, let's walk over here. Yeah, because I don't want us walking where the cars are. There. Okay. So Nene said for a long time that there was things behind the scenes that she was dealing with. And as a viewer, I mean, I've often felt the racist tendencies and the support that Bravo has for racist tendencies, Bravo celebrities specifically. I mean, like over in New Jersey, there's a lot of blue line flaggers over in New Jersey. And even when they went on that trip, that cast trip, Margaret Joseph's friend, remember they went to like Oregon or something, and Margaret Joseph's friend, they were playing cornhole in the backyard, and all of those cornhole things were blue line flags. And everybody who knows about BLM knows that the blue line flag was in direct response to the cries of police brutality against the black community. And they're like, well, what about the blue lives? Black lives matter. What about the blue lives? So they decided to make a blue line flag. And yep, Margaret Josephs, those ladies in the OC, there's a lot of Trumpers over there. And I feel like if you support Trump, you support racism pretty much. But Bravo loves it. You got a case pending. You might be a fraud. Bravo loves it. You're a full-on racist. You say the N-word with a hard R. Bravo loves it. You steal money from plane crash victims. Bravo loves it. You and your wife scammed everybody, and that's the only reason you have a show called The Chrisleys. Bravo loves it. You and your husband live in Utah, and you bilk seniors out of their life savings. Bravo loves it. You wrote fake documents to get into your house after you said, I would never live where anybody else lived. That's so gross. I have to have everything new in my house. And then that was Teresa's, Giudice. That's what she said, remember? And then when the feds pulled up, she's like, why are they here? Oh my God, somebody must have told on me. No, bitch, you told on yourself. You told on yourself, pulled out that big ass wad of money at the place, spent $100,000 cash, flossing, trying to show the people how much you had. And then you want to blame Caroline Manzo. You want to blame your brother. You want to blame everybody but you and stupid Joe, Greasy Joe, for what happened to you guys. Whatever. But my point is that Bravo loves it. And there's a couple videos on my page about how Bravo's slip is showing, meaning that they're not acting right. They're showing who they really are and who they side with. And it has a lot to do with what I see as the treatment and mistreatment of certain people in the Bravo sphere. Okay? So, I mean, there is more cases in point. Like Married to Medicine, one of the best shows on Bravo, full of black educated women. And I don't feel like Bravo markets them the same way that they do Beverly Hills. I don't feel like they market them the same way that they even do Below Deck. I mean, who would have known that there was a freaking viewing audience for Below Deck unless you marketed the heck out of that, right? So you make people want to watch it. Married to Medicine's numbers could be so much higher if they marketed it, but they don't. The same way on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I mean, we know they're coming, but I don't really feel like that whole buildup that happens for Beverly Hills and the OC, I haven't seen it happen for these other shows with predominantly black cast. Case in point for Nene's thing about how they're freaking racist. You got to treat everybody the same or else people will be like, you're racist. It's so easy. If you're going to market Beverly Hills 3 months before it starts, market Married to Medicine 3 months before it starts. If you're going to market the yacht people all year long, market everybody all year long. But not Bravo. So I had said earlier about how Bethany Frankle recently decided she's off Bravo. They're the devil. And they're calling it Bethany Frankle's reality reckoning. And this is just more fucking racism to me because the black lady called this to all your motherfuckers' attention 3 years ago plus. And before that, I actually remember her saying, being upset around season 8 about some bullshit. But we didn't get the whole story till much later. And the people are still ignoring everything Nene said and acting like she's just some kind of disgruntled employee while praising Bethany. Nope, Bethany's not disgruntled. Nope. Bethany's not. Bethany knows everything. Bethany had all these thoughts all by herself, and she's the smartest person in the room. And too bad no other Bravo celebrity was smart enough to see that they needed the same kind of benefits that the SAG actors get. And no other actor was smart enough to point out the discrepancies in the treatment. And no other actor was smart enough. Bitch. The black woman icon, Nene, already did all of this. So now there's this article in Vanity Fair. An article in Vanity Fair is praising Bethany Frankle for her reality reckoning. But as most black people know, if you yell fire, it could be a crime. But if a white person yells fire, they'll probably send the fire truck and look for some smoke. So even Nene was like, I'm pretty sure now that somebody who's not me said the same thing I said, maybe it'll go somewhere now. And so for Vanity Fair to have picked it up, and that was part of the thing for, Bethany Frankle, she wanted all the NDAs to be voided because, so people could speak freely about what was happening in the Bravo sphere. And so the NDAs got axed. Vanity Fair did all these interviews. And in the interviews, they interviewed producers, people who had previously been on the show, and things like that. So now we're going to go over to Real Housewives of New York. So in Real Housewives of New York, remember, they had their first ever African American goddess on there, melanated goddess, Ebony K. Williams, Esquire, who was very gracious on her season, on her one season on, Real Housewives of New York. And as a viewer, it was so cringy to watch. Those heifers with their entitlement and privilege treat this black goddess like she was less than them for no reason other than she black. She was literally the most educated person in the room. And they tell her degrees don't matter. First it was all, oh, degrees matter. You need to be educated. And then she's like, I am the most educated person in this room. And then they're going to tell her, oh, degrees don't matter. They kicked her out of the house. They took over her Black Shabbat dinner. They did so many I'm a full-on racist things to her that everybody decided were just microaggressions. No, call a fucking racist a racist. It's not a microaggression. Bitch, you're a racist. And the sooner you call them that, the sooner they'll try to correct it because they all hate being called racist. So, she's sweating. It's a little warm out here. Oh. So, Ebony season on Real Housewives of New York is the reason that we didn't get a reunion on the Real Housewives of New York, because again, Bravo was protecting and catering to their racist by not making them have to answer for their racist behavior during the season that we witnessed. They literally were like, oh, well, it happened. We don't need to talk about all that stuff. It's been so long ago. Who wants to talk about all that? We practically don't remember. Bitch. Let the whole cast off because Ramona Singer's racist ass was doing the most. Now, for Ramona Singer, everybody knows she's a racist. And in the Vanity Fair article, it got found out that Ramona Singer said nigga with a hard R to a producer in like 2008, you guys. Oh wait, was it 2015? I think it was like 2015. Still, that's too long ago. That is too long ago. And they hid it and covered it up. You guys, that's what happens when you let the police investigate themselves. They never have a problem. There's never anything to see here. Okay. So Bravo did an investigation into that thing and decided, oh, it was fine that their white person on their cast said that to this black producer because she didn't call her that. She just said it. Okay, well, if that was your thinking then why yesterday, Bravo, did you finally cancel Ramona Singer's ass and uninvite her to BravoCon, which starts today in Las Vegas? Because when Page Six got a hold of the story from Vanity Fair that she said nigger in front of the producer in 2015, she was texting with a person on Page Six. And the reporter on Page Six was like, oh, do you want to talk about this? And she was like, well, it's just not accurate. I said the N word. I didn't say N. She spelled it in the text, you guys. She said, I put the N word. I didn't put N-I-G. So the Page Six person showed what Ramona did, and now Ramona finally got canceled. But again, she didn't call the reporter an N-word or a nig, just like they excused it the last time. There, sorry, I just got back in the house, so had to reconnect to the freaking Wi-Fi. So that's contradictory, isn't it? Like, I had an issue with that because for Bravo to have no problem with it in 2015, when it's obviously a problem, which is why she felt like she could act that way with Ebony, because she never got in trouble for anything because of Bravo's tendency to cater to freaking racists. Never, not even a reprimand. They didn't even tell that bitch, oh, you better not say that again around a black producer. They didn't say none of that. So now we have, finally, ooh, she hot. That was a nice, good walk. So now we have Ramona Singer and her Ramona eyes. We finally have her off Bravo because now the Page Six reporter, who I bet is a white person, I would bet the Page Six reporter is a white person, and Bravo's finally mad at Ramona for saying half the N-word to a white person more than Bravo was mad to Ramona saying nigger to a whole black person in 2015. You see what I'm talking about? How Bravo's racist slip is showing? Their tendencies are always apparent for all to see. And I wish they didn't have these reality shows that I do enjoy because I hate supporting their motherfucking ass. It's so wrong. I wish all the shows I love could go to a network that doesn't actively cater to racists, okay? And then we can go over to Beverly Hills. Damn Erica Jane, accosting and assaulting, verbally assaulting that 14-year-old black boy 2 years ago. That totally messed up his relationship with Garcelle, the mother of the black boy, because in her attempt to not come off as an angry black woman on a network where they cater to white racists, she had to play it all cool when that white lady went off on her son for no reason. She had to act like, it's just okay. Because if you call them a racist on the show, then they'll act like you're the wrong person and make it all you. You know how it goes. She would have got Nene for sure. So I just feel like it's totally wrong that Garcelle, in her attempt to protect her image from being cast as a stereotypical angry black woman when she had every right to emote emotions against that trash box Erica Jane, who gives 0 Fs about anybody except her bank account. Yeah, she didn't protect her son Jax. She didn't do anything right by him. Nothing. She let that woman assault him, didn't do nothing. Then all of those things that were happening to him online, didn't address that properly because she didn't want to come off as an angry black woman. And now her son in this premiere episode of Beverly Hills was like, yeah, Ma, you did what you did. I don't need you to do nothing else. I figured it out. When I needed you was 2 years ago. He exactly said 2 years ago. So that's that same Erica Jane time. He was really going through it, you guys. He was really going through it. And freaking Garcelle refused to see it for what it was. And that's the only thing I can say. I could say it's a refusal because it was apparent to me that that white lady needs to get checked. Talk to my son like that. First you try to rape my other son. Talk about, oh, your wife can come too. Then you're going to try to verbally assault my other son. Talking about before you get in trouble. That was a little sexual overtone to a 14-year-old lady. And then going to come on and act like, oh, I only did that because of Lexapro and alcohol. Well, everybody knows you're not supposed to drink alcohol with your pills. I mean, like, you're practically 60. You know better than that, Erica Jane. So that's not an excuse either. That's not an excuse either. So Bravo is finally getting handled, and there's going to be a lot more to happen. Oh, yeah, but back to Ramona. Okay, so because Ramona is finally spelled nig to a white person at page 6, because she finally did it, Ramona's off the show. They uninvited her to BravoCon. She got fired from her real estate job today. She's no longer employed with the real estate agency as of today because they don't condone that type of behavior. And they are going to shelf that Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip show that she was on because they were trying to reward her again. They took her off the legacy. They took her off the Real Housewives of New York to appease us. They don't give a fuck. They were just appeasing us. Then they were going to put her on a whole other spinoff and let her continue to get paid and praised, knowing she had said nigger to that black lady in 2015. The only reason they're going to shelf this show now is because she spelled nig to a white lady. I don't get it. See how little they give a fuck about how black people feel over at Bravo? You see what I'm saying? They should have did something when the person that it affects had it said to them in their presence. But that's also why also on New York, there was supposed to be another lady on New York this last season that just had the reunion. And she was some big Jewish influencer. She's a big Jewish influencer in New York. And same with her. She had got into it with one of the black castmates, and because she had already started filming, and the castmate said something, and the person who we never saw any of her footage, said to the castmate, oh, that's just like me saying nigger. So she didn't even make it to the air, y'all, because they knew. Because then her husband backed her up. He's like, oh yeah, that's just like saying nigger. They thought they could just go around saying that. I don't get it. I don't get it. But it's never a problem until it is. But it should have always been a problem. It should have always been a problem. If that word gets said out of anybody's mouth that lacks melanin, it's a problem. It's a problem. And it's unfortunate that a huge conglomerate like Bravo that employs so many melanated goddesses and people doesn't see it as a problem. But let one person say the F word, against gay people. Wait, let me see. Can't even say it. Let them say it. They would have been done, got fired. Let them say anything that's considered anti-Semitic. They would have been fired. But you can say hard ERs all year long without issue. Just like over on the yacht show, Below Deck, Raina is melanated. She was like, oh, that nigga's so crazy. The white girl was like, yeah, the nigga's so crazy. Then when Raina was like, did she just say nigga? Everybody's panties were in a bunch. Well, you said it first. And if you could say it, we could say it. No, bitch, you can't say it. That's not how it works. Actually, no, let it go ahead and work that way. Let the girl who said it, like, go to Watts or go to someplace predominantly black and just go around saying it. See what happens. See what happens when there's no cameras rolling. See what happens. But everybody was mad at Raina. Well, Raina had an attitude. Yeah, she had an attitude because she had to sit around this freaking boat full of white people and the one black guy who was trying to get in the white girl's panties. So, of course, he not going to side with the black girl because he don't even like black women because he was trying to get in the white girl's panties. That's who he loved. And I don't need to make all of this about race, but it is all about race. They made it about race by not addressing their issues sooner and by not listening to viewers like me and asking them to please ease up off of hiring and praising all these freaking racist tendencies people. We should not have to get triggered while we're watching entertainment. I'm on one today, you guys. I'm on one. It wasn't a great morning, but let's see. I'm finally home. Let me go through some of these comments. We've been talking and walking. Oh, look, Smack to You is here. Right on. Miss Bugs, right on. On my treadmill, listening. Look, we see each other. Look, we was both getting in that walk-in. That's right. Mademoiselle, yeah, some black people are a mess. Two against each other. Yes, exactly. Miss Bugs, our age-old problem of not supporting each other, crabs in a barrel. And, you know, that to me, that has everything to do with leftover shit from slavery, but that they've taken out of the books so that the whole rest of the world thinks that black people just can't fucking move forward in life for no apparent reason. No, leave the slavery in the books because that kind of post-traumatic stress definitely is going to weigh on a person, okay? You might be a little bipolar, a little crazy, a little whatever after dealing with the amount of stress that black people have gone through in this country. And that needs to be addressed and that needs to be considered when you're dealing with us. But no, we just need to hurry up and get over it. I mean, 400 years was so long ago. And I mean, now we are on to what's happening over there, you know. And, you know, we're the only ones that got to get over shit, though. Let me see. I didn't take it off. No, you take it off. Hello, welcome. Yes. Emmanuel, exactly, Curves. But don't talk about Candy now, right? Because her whole candy licking cult will jump on me. Right, Manny? I saw that comment that crazy lady made. Oh, that's cool. I saw that comment that crazy lady made talking about you bash black women. Whoever said that is a lie. Emmanuel Vasquez, Manny's TV, does not bash black women. That's crazy that she could get that you bash an entire black race because we're not on the candy licking train. That's weird. That was not a fair statement. And then if you would have argued with her, then it would have been even more of a problem. So, yeah. Mare, hi, exactly. You're a good mom. Make your boys, yeah, stick together. That's what I'm saying. Don't leave that store. That guy could have said anything. Everybody saying hi. Yep, like, subscribe, share. Hi, Aaron. Aaron's here. I don't know. I'm sorry if your screen was frozen. Was it because I was walking and the thing was gone? I'm sorry. Garcelle was way too nice. She gave up her seat next to Andy to Alexia on Watch What Happens Live. Did she? She got up and moved for that bitch? See, that's what I'm talking about. I was all for Garcelle, but not protecting your black son and then not sticking up for your black position is not okay. Alexia deserved to sit in the second seat. Garcelle, own your position, Garcelle. Look, everybody wants to be on a winning team. I'm not sticking with no losing ass Garcelle if she's not going to stand up and be the black queen that I know she can be. I did not watch. I try not to indulge Andy anymore because Andy is part of the problem. Yeah, and he pits these women against each other, and we saw it long before that. And even on Real Housewives of Atlanta, he pitted the women against each other by going back and asking the other women if they knew what Nene was talking about. That's pitting them against each other. And then how they did the ones on Real Housewives of Potomac over the colorist stuff. And I wasn't too happy with Candace either, acting like she wasn't talking about it was happening on that show. I got eyeballs, Candace. It was happening on that show. Let's see. That wasn't the twin that was assaulted by Erica. The twin that wants to live with his dad is not the one. Yeah, no, that was Jax. Jax was the one that was bullied online. They are going to shelf Ultimate Girls Trip with Brandy and Caroline also, in addition to the Ramona one. Bravo may stop. Yeah, Mademoiselle said that. Sebastian says, hey, I look so different. I do, huh? Right on. Hey, everybody. Hi. Really, I don't want to hear that word out of anyone's mouth, black or white. Hey, and there are a lot of people that feel that way. And I still feel like that word, when we say it, it's kind of like making it into a funny. I know the oppression that was attached to it and the hate that was attached to it when it comes out of other people's mouths. So when you take a lemon and turn it into lemonade by turning it into an endearment, by turning it into your best homeboy, by turning it into your ace boon coon, by turning it into a you mad at somebody. Hey, look, you don't get to use that word against me and then tell me after you used it for 450 years against me, now I'm trying to turn a lemon into lemonade, and you gonna turn around and tell me that I can't say something? Look, slavery is over. You're not the boss of me no more. I'm going to say what I feel like saying. And if nigga's one of the words, it's one of the words. And then plus there is that whole other controversy that actually nigga is from Niger, which like meant king or something like that. So we used to actually call ourselves a version of that already when they got a hold to the word and bastardized it and made it into something that's like a thug, uneducated, or below them. You see what I'm saying? So like there's a whole context that I try to get into, but I definitely am willing to give any melanated people a pass on saying it, because any non-melanated person that says it is obviously saying it to get a rise out of you or something. I don't know. Let's see. But I appreciate that input, because you're right, Mademoiselle. A lot of people don't want anybody saying it. I live for these rants. I know, right, Lenny? Right? Oh, look, did you just become a member? Lenny Denise, thank you so much. That's excellent. I hate that word. I don't like it from no one. You and Sebastian, you and Mademoiselle are correct. And I respect you guys, not using it. I have used it. I do use it. I probably will continue to use it just because I'm just like a little rebellious like that. Just a little rebellious like that. What did Aaron say? Somebody said, sweet. Oh, Shay B is here. You guys, have you guys ever seen Shay B? Shay B is hot. She's freaking hot. I just saw her today. For the first time, I was like, Shay B, is that you? She was like, here I am. I was like, no way. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Thanks for being in the house. Sebastian, she did that because they were talking about seats next to Andy. Alexia said she wanted to be next to Andy due to being Miami's premiere night. I don't care. I don't care. You got the seat you got, Alexia. I mean, look, so what? That should have been your first seat, was that it was the premiere night. Let Garcelle live. But no, of course, then Garcelle deferred. You know, the Spanish were way deep, had they're freaking up to their arm socket in slavery. Anyway, nice to see you. Lola's busy at work. I will join now. Curves, you really deserve my support. I appreciate your voice support. Matters, yes. I appreciate that. I love Michelle ATLian. Yes. Good job, Curves, working it out. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. So far, we lost what, 45 pounds? Right on. Yep. Curvy crew. Sarah. Bonjour, Sarah. How are you? Comment allez-vous, mon ami? Corey Jade is the twin that said his mom. Jax is the one who was bullied. How are you? Excelente. Hey Sarah, Miss Lola too. She's hilarious. I have to get a schedule for shows. Yeah. Well, you know what? That's the thing. Opening my own business, there's not really a schedule, girl. I just be coming on when the spirit hits me. You're freaking awesome. Mademoiselle, I worked in school systems. Slavery is discussed as a blurb. Exactly. They don't talk about the physical or mental abuse. Nope. Nor do they discuss the economical ramifications of their thievery. Exactly. You know, I homeschool my boys, so we go over this all the time. As a matter of fact, I challenge their books. Even on homeschool, we get to pick our own curriculum. So we started the year off in a history book where it showed a migration pattern for the people that got here that started in China, not Africa. I called the teacher. I was like, I can't teach my son these lies. I can't teach my son these lies. She was like, I know. Here are some suggestions for some other stuff. Because they are. And I also feel like, Mademoiselle, that's like I said earlier, I feel like them taking it out of the books is going to leave Black people looking even more mad for no reason. Like we're just crazy. Like we just pull this stuff out of our butts, right? Like it's literally nothing to see here, folks. So yeah, I did. It took me too long. Yep, you're a member. We don't use it for African. Nope. Yeah, and so in Africa, nobody says Niger. That's just a freaking American hoax. You are, yep. They love your commentary, Sarah. She is gorgeous, Corey. Yeah, Neon is on, and when I'm down here talking with Neon, he's down here. Neon, well, I think it's a she. Yeah, she hears my voice and she just starts talking back. No, you're too fine and I'm too kind, Shaby. That's how it goes. 4-time world champion, creepy Uncle Larry. I'm Puerto Rican, Spain owes us. Yeah. They do. Did you guys hear that? Is it German has a president? There's a new German president, and he apologized for the colonization, for the colonial time crimes against Tanzania earlier today. Yep, a lot of people owe us. Germany, France, Spain, Portugal, Italy. They all the others got together and was running stuff just like they be doing. I love that you homeschool. Yes. Awesome. I appreciate that. You know, my only thing is we just go on a heck of field trips because I need them to, no way, mademoiselle. No way. That's what's up. I appreciate you. But the only thing I fear for homeschool is this whole socialization thing. Luckily, they're brothers, so they have each other. But the 10-year-old, we go on as many field trips as we can so he can interact with other kids his age and so we can get numbers to meet at the park, you know? But other than that, it's really good homeschooling. I mean, there was just a stabbing at Van Nuys High, a pow-powing at the elementary, freaking the teachers are crazy, the security guards are crazy. I mean, it's just not safe. And instead of being stressed out, I was like, let me try it myself. And so we have a really good charter school here in California. And they actually give me a stipend, you guys. I get like $3,000 per kid a year. And it goes towards their curriculum and extracurricular and tutoring and outside classes and stuff like that. So it's really, really cool. Miss Dugan too is in the house. What's up? Thanks for coming through. Corey's being an awesome mod. Yeah, you heard that. Awesome. Only Russia and some other Slavic countries didn't colonize. Yeah, and that's why, like, Russia's not that bad. That's why when Russia's going over to Africa right now, I'm like, they could be there to help. Hey, I'm not sure. But yeah, so, okay. So that happened, and I just really wanted to talk about the Bravo reckoning. And we need to put it to where it starts, which was Nene Leakes started it. Bethany Frankle is riding their coattails the same way on Real Housewives of Atlanta. They would put some off-brand show right after it to ride the coattails of the melanated goddesses. People think the show is doing great. Oh, the show is doing great. It came on right after Real Housewives of Atlanta. Look at all these views this show is getting. Everybody loves it. Then Real Housewives of Atlanta goes off and the viewers go down too on that next show. Because you were riding coattails. Now, I did not mention that Bethany and Nene did have their own little interview. And Bethany and Nene talked about Nene saying all this stuff first. And so at least Bethany and her are clear on where it started. And I'm still like, Vanity Fair didn't mention much about what Nene said. So I don't feel like that article really did justice to the reckoning, because to really have a reckoning, you need to show an established pattern of your freaking disruption, right? So did the pattern start when Bethany said it this year? Or did the pattern start when Nene pointed it out to us? What was that, season 8, season 9? I don't know. I appreciate your support, mademoiselle. What's it say? Thanks for being you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I've been really hard on myself lately, you guys, but I'm trying not to be harsh on her, because there's a difference. So when you're hard on yourself, it's supposed to just, you could do it, Leah. Just go for it. You could do it. Come on. Don't be tired. You could do it. Like, be hard on yourself. Don't rest now. Keep it moving, right? But being harsh on yourself is telling me that I suck, that I didn't do it right, that I'm not worth it. Like, yeah, the freaking trying to keep a healthy mindset is, it's harder work than freaking marriage, you guys. The marriage in your own mind to yourself, trying to stay positive in all of this stuff and just stay, connected to what your values are and what you really find important. Anyway, I'm really just doing my best to like have a good mindset, help people that I love, help people that I meet, be of service, be of use. Even here on my YouTube channel, I'm talking about like hard things a lot. I talk about things people don't want to hear about. I mention this stuff a lot. People might say I'm hyper-focused, but I feel like if we talk about it, then we can finally get through it. But if we never talk about it, then how are we ever going to get to the other side where the healing is if we act like there's nothing to see here and all we do is erase the freaking history books? What are we going to get to do? How are we ever supposed to heal if you are erasing the history books telling me I'm crazy? That's not fair. Like, I'm just like, I don't know. So here's a place where we can come talk about it and still love each other. Because I have white subs, I have black subs, I have Spanish subs, I have Puerto Rican subs, I have Cuban subs, I have everybody's subs, So it's not like I'm mad or like I'm like crazy about it. But I feel like we really do just need to have the space to have these nice, healthy conversations. And as they say, call a spade a spade. It's not microaggressions. That was racism, and you hurt my feelings, sir. Like, that wasn't nice. I saw you just give those people over there at that table all their bread and water, and I've been sitting here for an hour, and you keep walking past me like I'm bother. Like, that's weird. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, I feel like we just need to talk about it, heal, work it out, get over it. Let's see what the people are saying. Yeah, you heard that. Only Russia. Sebastian, where'd you hear that? Did you see the story Keith Lee? Yes. Okay. So Keith Lee He's a black food critic who does like, I guess, travel and food things. And he'll go test the food where people ask him. So he went to Atlanta and he left Atlanta talking about he not gonna review food no more because he got death threats. Might have been the candy lickers because yeah, he told on OLG's horrible service to go with their raw chicken and their shootings. Yeah. He lucky he got out of there unscathed actually. It could have popped off at any second over at OLG. Any second. He lucky. All he got was a threat, not a hot one in his ass. Because they be getting shot over there at OLG. Candy doesn't talk about it on the show, but it happens. It's in the news. Yep. Let me see. So yeah, so Keith Lee did a review of the Old Lady Gang. And yeah, left with death threats. Yeah, it is true, right, Shay B? Just put your faith in the process. Exactly. Trust the process. That's my new hashtag. Trust the process. The whole Eastern European bloc had slaves. Yeah, right? And isn't it interesting that they call us slaves, but now all of a sudden it's called human trafficking? Because they don't want us to be considered human still. It's still part of the dehumanization of black people. You call it human trafficking for everybody but black people. Very dehumanizing. That in and of itself. Why isn't that called slavery too? Or why isn't what we went through called human trafficking? You see what I'm saying? Let's see. I think they're going to get rain from Africa. I think they're going to get grain from Africa to trade since the issue with the Ukraine. Rightfully so, because Africa has a lot of resources that they can trade with Russia. Yeah, because you're right. There was a grain deal right now between Russia and China. Agreed to trade grain back and forth. And we know China is up to their hips in Africa right now. They got to the game late, but they over there right now. And so Russia and China just did a huge grain deal. So that would make sense, Sebastian, that they're going to be getting it from Africa right now. No way, Josie Shaw. I appreciate that. Thank you. These are iKeeper.com. iKeeper.com 5-pack of my cat eye reader glasses. I got these, a red pair, tortoise, black, red, clear, tortoise, black. Wait, I thought I got 5 pair. Wait a minute, let me recount. Red, clear, black, tortoise. Maybe it was only 4 pair. Yeah, but you get at least 4 pair, and that's like under $30. And so I just pull them out. I love a good cat eye because I feel like the shape of my face, like if they were just round, it would look a little, I don't know, like Whoopi Goldberg's round glasses on her. They're fun and everything, but I don't know. I don't really think they match her face shape. And I used to always wear like the Loke style, like the square ones. But the older I got, I rested more on these cat eye ones. But thank you very much. iKeeper.com. Sarah says, is to have editorial line what you do. Yeah, is to have an editorial line what you do. Yep. 100%, Shay. Yeah, Keith Lee and the milk. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So then the milk and honey guy, Keith Lee went to the milk and honey restaurant, and the service was horrible. And when I saw that, look, I'll call us out too. I don't normally call other people out. I be calling us out too. So I've been a waitress before. I used to love being a waitress. My goal as a waitress was to make you have the best day ever. So if you came to my table on your lunch and you were having a horrible day, your interaction with me was going to turn all that around and you were going to leave a happy person and the rest of your day was going to be awesome. That's the kind of waitress I was, right? I would make great tips, cash every night. Mama loves cash. Plus I was still going to get a check in a couple of weeks, right? So, but at the restaurants I worked at, they were not Black managed or Black owned. And as a matter of fact, I used to work at Saul's Delicatessen, a famous Jewish delicatessen in Berkeley, California. And it was one of only 2 Jewish delicatessens in the whole Bay Area, right? Authentic Jewish delicatessen. And I worked there for about 5 years, you guys. I used to get great tips. But we were all about the service. It was the service and the food. We knew that, right? And like, you know, we always check back. We get you seated quick. We make everything, you know, great for your experience. Make sure you have everything and follow up by checking back later or whatever. And so anybody that eats in a restaurant knows that it's about the service and the food, right? The man at Milk and Honey, after he acted like he didn't know who Keith Lee was and that he didn't give a F about it, then he was like, nobody goes to restaurants for the service. Everybody goes to restaurants for the food. Well, I guess he figured that that was about to bankrupt his ass. So then he made another statement apologizing profusely to Keith Lee, saying that he never meant to really poke fun at what the man does or to say that it's not worthy, you know, whatever. But he was just, and that they're definitely going to be working on their service now. And thank you, everybody, for their understanding. Yeah, because it's definitely about the service and the food. When you go out and you're spending your money, it's about whatever you say it's about because the customer's always right, y'all. Yeah, it's very sad. The Milk and Honey tried to say it was autistic. Yeah, that was horrible. Gabor calls out biscuits and bullets. Calls it biscuits and bullets. Biscuits and bullets. Mademoiselle, I was thinking about Gabor when this whole Garcelle Bad Mom episode came on because Gabor goes in on Garcelle. And I'm usually like, just stay off her. But now I immediately thought of Gabor when that boy was sitting there talking about she was a bad mom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I bet Gabor would have a lot to say knowing she gave up her seat to that lady. I might have to go to Gabor's house in a minute. I think he might be on soon. Try to make a campaign against him about, yeah, they did. It's horrible. I will tell you more easy to eat in France than Atlanta, I bet. Well, because France is a mecca of fine dining. And fine dining is experience driven. Duh. That's false, Corey. Russia has a strong history of anti-colonial mindset. Yeah, that's true. Why Atlanta restaurants are so snobby with Keith Lee. Well, that's what I'm saying. So, okay. So when I used to work in restaurants, where service matters, they were usually not Black owned or Black managed. And I say that as a Black person. I have been to many a Black owned restaurant and left without paying. Why? You didn't ask me why before you say, LRGA, you're horrible, greedy bitch. No, it's because we sat and waited for our silverware for 15 minutes, waited for our order for 10 minutes, waited for our drinks to finally get back to us. They finally came a half hour later. Waited for our entrees. Nobody ever came and checked to see if we were okay, what's coming out, tell us what was going on, nothing. We were in that restaurant for 2 hours when we got our food. That's not acceptable. Because as a person that came from working in an environment where service matters, that was unacceptable. And I'll just say it like that, unacceptable. Okay? 2 hours for an entree? So we politely got up. First we waited, we had our money out. And the lady's still just walking around. But we needed our bill adjusted because when she finally brought out the food 2 hours later, it was still missing shit. So we were waiting to get the bill adjusted after waiting for 20 minutes more. So we were in the restaurant for 2 hours and 20 minutes by the time we left. And we just left. Because the service sucked. Food was good, but the service sucked. And even good food doesn't want to make you endure bad service. Duh. Let's see. With the BRICS, makes China, Russia, and Emitra some African countries about to money trading. Yeah. BRICS, you guys, that's, what is BRICS? BRICS is the initials of countries. I keep forgetting what it is. I do support BRICS too. I feel like people need to be in control of their own financial futures. As you know, I'm in finance. Get at us, sister. But being in control of your own financial resources in this world is of the utmost importance. And so those countries that had their value tied to the American dollar, and all Americans, we already know that our dollar is worth negative cents right now. It's probably worth negative dollars right now. How borrowed against it is, and how much we owe out from having it borrowed against. Like my dollar is really like negative 20 cents. You see what I'm saying? So if other countries' values are based on the US dollar, that's negative 20 cents, why not go make your own dollar? Without all this, I'm coming to your house to tell you where to sit in your house because I'm America. No, everybody needs their own, get your own. I support BRICS too. He went to the real milk and honey. Oh, milk, not honey. He doesn't get food from candy. Yeah, he left without getting any food because the service was tacky. I feel that's true, Curves. Yep. I know I wish you could call in too, but it doesn't show me how to. Yeah, it doesn't show me how to add. Wait, what does this plus mean? No, it just lets me start a poll or leave a comment. When I go live later, because I have to go live still about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, because Mary went off on Whitney's dirty blonde ass. Black people go in bad on each other. It's sick and twisted. It is. And I was trying to be nice. I tell you, I sat for an extra 20 minutes trying to beg this lady to come take my money, you guys. And I was giving her all the the restaurant. I was giving them all the support I could. But then there's just a time when you got to just, do your own self. She only gave up the seat due to it being Miami's premiere day. Well, you know what? They should have said in the back, it's Miami's premiere day, therefore Alexia gets the front seat. Not like always where it's the first one out the door gets the front seat. So I still don't agree that she should have moved. If it was the premiere night, then they should have let Alexia come out of the gate first. Thereby, she would have sat by Andy first. Everybody knows that's how you get your seat on Watch What Happens Live. I think this might be the first time in history that not only has a person been asked to scoot over, but then acquiesced. Pinky's in the house. Hi, Miss Pinky. Love you too. Where is it written and where did you hear it, Sebastian? They weren't worried. You right, G-Shep. They were not worried. Surprise, surprise. I would have just walked out and left. That's what I'm saying. I finally had to. My mama used to tell me, don't beg me to spend my money. I finally know what she mean. Corey, China has so much ownership of Canada, they have police stations here that are completely independent of Canadian jurisdiction. Really, Mimere? That's deep. So that means China's much closer to America than we think. Because Canada's on our head, you guys. And if they got stuff outside of Canadian jurisdiction on our head, when China decides to deal with us, they'll be right on our heads, you guys. Yeah, that's too long, right? 2 hours for your entree, and that lady never came and checked on me? I didn't even get another glass of water after she finally got it, after 2 hours of sitting there. Mademoiselle says, Corey, I believe it, but Africa as a continent does not understand that they had it all, right? The gold, the ivory, the emeralds, the oil, none of those White countries had those types of resources. Exactly. To this day, they don't. To this day, they don't. Yep. Mother Africa is the mother for a reason. She got it all. She got everything we need. Everything we need. I was watching Krishan Rock earlier. Everything we need, huh? We don't wait so much in France. Yeah, you would never wait that much in France. Yep, they're trying world domination. That's right. But yeah, there it is. Sebastian. BRIC stands for Brazil, India, China, South Africa. In S. Is that Spain? Is S Spain? Are the founding members? Or is the S South Africa? Wait, it's not BRICAs. Somebody, Sebastian, help. BR. So what's the R? Brazil, something, India, China, South Africa. We're missing the R. What's the R? Russia, duh. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, BRICS. Bam. I don't wait no more than 20 minutes. Exactly, Corey. Au revoir. Bonne nuit. Garcelle has always bends the knee for them. And it's really sad. I agree with you on that, Curves. She wasn't asked. She offered to. Yeah, see, that's not okay. That's not okay. Alexia reminds me of Teresa, so I'm not a fan. I don't know. There's something I don't care for. I was totally with you last year, Shaby. Believe me. But Sebastian begged me to give Alexia a chance. And I did, and I still didn't like her by the end of the season. But this season, she's coming in, addressing all the unaccountability that she had last season, like she doesn't do nothing wrong. And she's like, I just need to be a better person. I'm changing my ways. So I'm willing to see if she does or not. Hi, I love you. I love you too. Memir, yep. It was a secret that just got exposed. Yep. Akon knows. Akon, you funny. South Africa was the S. Russia was the R. Yeah, I forgot Russia. Shaby, Alexia is very self-entitled and self-centered. Hard for me to like her, but I try because I feel sad. That's the thing. And that's why Sebastian is always trying to remind me how hard Alexia had it. That's the only way I can remember not to call her. I was calling her something else, and he's like, that's not her name. So the only way I can remember is to say Alexia, because I think I was calling her Alexia. I don't know what I was calling her, but he said I was saying it wrong, that I put the first. Yeah, Frankie's been through a lot, you guys. She almost lost her son. She nursed him back to health, and she's still doing the thing. And Sebastian's right. She does deserve a lot of kudos for that. And then she is a telenovela, like Sebastian always says. She literally was married to a man that was gay. She literally has a kingpin for a dad and a husband or something like that. Like, that's great TV back story, you guys. Hey, new subby. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate you. Lamisha Lachey, thanks for coming here. I know, right? Akon has diamond mines and energy company for his country. Yeah. Yeah, Akon, you know, Akon knows Portia's dude. Because Portia and Simon Gobadia, and they always go back and forth to his country. So yeah, I hope he's not going to turn into some kind of weird dictator or something. Sebastian says her dad was gay too. Yeah. And she met with her ex-husband, gay lover. Yes. And her ex died with her with his gay lover or something. Dude, that's great TV. That is great TV. But we don't talk about it a lot, but it's still a great backdrop for her dysfunction. Imagine having a kingpin, all this trauma around love and relationships. Then your son is almost freaking, unalived in that horrible wreck and just all kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, at least she has a reason to be the way she is after looking at all the stuff she's been through. in the act, but I'm not watching. Yeah, she was caught with the gay lover in the act. Yep. Alexia's ex-husband went back to jail for underage girl crimes. So he's a drug dealer. No way. That would creep me out. Ugh. That would creep me out. Dude, underage stuff too. Okay, fine, Scarface. But underage stuff is where I draw the line. Akon is Senegalese. Yes, Senegalese. 16, and he had just got out the clink. He a stupid mofo. That's stupidity. That is an addiction. If you just got out of the clink and your encounter is with an underage person, like I would have been checking everybody's IDs. I would have been having background checks for everybody because everybody know you can't be around known criminals when you're out on probation or parole or whatever it is. You guys. Yes, Mimir. That's true. I feel so bad for Alexia. Oh. Yeah, that is a lot of stuff. But you know, Alexia's off of Marisol right now, so we'll see how that goes. Yes, the father of her kid, Shay B, and he was on the season last season. They showed him come say hi to Frankie and the other one, right? Didn't they show that, Sebastian? And he had just got out of the clink and he came home and he was meeting up with his son. And yeah, so they had him on last season. Her baby daddy. And you see how like Bravo just attracts this? That's how I started this whole thing. Bravo like attracts and retains a lot of questionable people. A lot. Did you just say she's on the outs? Yes, she's on the outs with Marisol. I'm not sure what happened over since the reunion, but the premiere episode last night had Marisol having to fend for herself when she's in a room with Alexia. And you know they was finishing each other's sentences for all the other seasons. They have each other's hands clearly inserted up to each other's butt cheeks because they had each other's backs over everybody else. Wasn't nothing coming between Alexia and Marisol. Nothing. And anytime something almost did, they would come back together. And I think people even said that Marisol does like witchcraft on Alexia because without Marisol, Alexia is really nice, you guys, and fun. She was so much fun. And then as soon as Marisol gets there, here comes Dark Cloud Alexia, taking up for Marisol's all her wrong stuff. You know what I mean? And vice versa. So, yeah, last night started with Marisol having to fend for herself at Alexia's party to get everybody back together. And it's only going to get worse throughout the season. Yes, they did. That's not her baby daddy. They were married. Oh, that's her husband, her ex-husband. Shay B says, yes, I just watched last season this week. Yep, so we saw that. Sebastian says she wants to get to know the ladies without Marisol. I think that is a great idea because, like, we literally saw last year when they went on the trip and Marisol had COVID, and then she mysteriously cured her COVID with her witchcraft to finally get to the trip. And Alexia went from water slides and laughing to cussing ladies out. And everybody had a problem. That's a hold. She got a hold on her. Pinky the Housewife. Yeah, I watched that last night. Pinky, what'd you think? Yeah, did you watch it too, Kiki Yo? Kiki Coco? Kiki Coco. I like that, Kiki Coco. Yeah, but look, we're coming up on 80 minutes here. I don't know how many, 120 would be 2 hours. But yeah, 340, thank you. It was good. Yep. So true. So you guys, my beautiful curvies, thanks for coming in. This was just an off the cuff kind of live. I needed to vent about this freaking Bravo reckoning, the Ramona freaking using the N word all over the place, and then finally dealing with her. And yeah, if I would have had the little extra change that I wanted this had, we would have been flying up to Vegas, finding an Airbnb, and I would have been combing through freaking Caesars looking for Dr. Heavenly to say hi in real life. You know? Yeah. So thanks for coming through. It was an awesome live. I appreciate you guys. Last night showed that Alexia is the main character. It did. Yes. Yes. I love you. You are. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I love you back because that's the only thing that's going to conquer all this hate in the world is we just got to love each other, accept each other, flaws and all. We're all perfectly imperfect. We can have to be anything we focus on. Focus, focus, not hocus pocus. Okay. And yeah, so let's leave it right there. And we will see each other in these YouTube streets. I'm going to come back. Probably what's tomorrow, Friday? I'll make a thumbnail. Smash the bell, ring the bell, put the bell on all. So when I do go live again, you can catch me that way because I don't really have a schedule. I'm starting my new business. I'm in financial services, as you know. So yeah, so I don't really have a schedule. So, but I do love you guys. And you are all definitely part of my schedule. So thanks to everybody for being here. Thanks to my wonderful mods. Thanks to my curvies. And you guys go out and be awesome. You deserve it. I know you're fucking awesome, man. Be that. Nothing else. See you in the next video. Now, how do I turn this on?